subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Namaste, konnichiwa. Welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. Let's talk business, presented by Heal Tokyo and Heal India. As usual, today also we have another expert, and he is the COO of Entry India LLC. He has been doing business between USA and India from last 25 years with vast experience. He's going to share his knowledge, and definitely he's going to give us a lot of tips how to be a successful businessman. So without wasting much time, let's welcome Mr. Navin Pathak. Namaste, konnichiwa, Navin. Welcome to the Nupur Tewari Show. Let's talk business.
Namaste, Nupur. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be a part of your show today, and I'm delighted. In fact, I am honored to be in your presence and discuss with you some of very relevant pointers regarding India.
And thank you for making time from USA, because I know it is really late there, and this is something very important for all of us, because you are an expert when it comes to business between US and India. So now, since you are an expert, so we would love to be enlightened through you. So my first question would be that why India? Why India?
Well, it's a it's a beautiful question, and I love it all the way more coming from you from Japan. Well, the optimism towards India, the wave of optimism, I should say, is very strong. This is essentially because India offers the perfect combination of openness, opportunities, and options. So I can elaborate on it. Let's say India celebrates openness in people, right? In its governance. As our Prime Minister Narendra Modi said beautifully, that open minds make open market, and open market leads to greater prosperities. And that says that India, of course, is becoming a land of opportunities. In the last 6 years, if you see, there have been many efforts had been made to make the economy more open and reform oriented. Reforms have ensured increased competitiveness. I mean, for any economic development of a country, competitiveness has to increase. The transparency has to be enhanced, which is happening in India, and loads of digitization, right? There is innovation happening, and there is a policy stability, and that's on top of these items India stands. Well, as I said, with this openness, India is becoming a land of opportunities. US is also a land of opportunities in a way, but India's land of opportunities definition comes from the prospect that India has challenges, and we fix those challenges, we convert those challenges into opportunities, and that makes everyone happy.
Wonderfully said. Yeah, as I can see from last 6 years, there is startup boom in India. People are, especially the youth, are getting so inspired to start their own businesses, to start their businesses with their innovative ideas, and so many are becoming so successful in India itself. So, what do you think the difference between like US, because since you are from so many years, I think 25 years, right, Navin? Yeah. You are handling businesses between US and India. So people would like to know, especially youth, what are the differences between US and India, and how, if they want to do business with US, what kind of mindset they should have?
That's a phenomenal question. You see, it comes to the from the perspective of course, there are innovations happening. For example, let me give an example to you. the internet users. Now, in India, this is the first time ever the rural internet users are more than the urban internet users. So how internet has been able to, be accessed by people at the rural of India becomes very important for these opportunities to be realized. Now, your question is, how come, I mean, the difference between US and India. Now, see, US is a land of opportunities for a different reason. One part is access to internet is taken for granted. So that is not where we are going to compare. We are going to compare from the perspective of that in US, I can be a doctor today and tomorrow I want to practice accountancy, I can. US allows you to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do. So what do I mean by that? Now let's say in my high school I had taken in India uh, engineering drawing or computer science, but not biology. So after my 12th, I take computer science or I do whatever I want to do, but I cannot be a doctor because I never had taken biology as my subject in high school. But in US, that's not the case. US allows any startup, anyone, not startup, but anyone to change their career to become just by taking few prerequisites. That is the bottom line difference between US and India. Of course, US has many resources and those resources are very accessible. We have to understand uh, comparing India to US in that perspective will not be very fair. Reason is India has more population, lesser size, and it's been 70 years, well over that we got independence. So India is working towards it, and I am seeing the difference that Prime Minister Modi's government is making. Things happen in India, but of course, there is a lot for India to learn from US, from the Western world, and of course, there is a lot for Americans to learn from India, from various perspectives. And I'm sure Americans are. I can see that in the whether from the policies, in the government policies, the politics, or other ways. You see how the top CEOs of the top companies in the US, Google or Microsoft, you see, run by Indians. And I feel proud. And that's the opportunity America does give to people from foreign countries.
True.
And one day I would like to see that in India, Indian companies make CEOs of people of foreign origin.
Yes, that is going to happen. Definitely. Very rightly you said, Naveen. And I'm sure that is going to happen the way India is improving. Yeah, we are very, when it comes to, after independence, we are a very new country. After independence, I'm talking about. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. But yes, but from last 6 years, the people, especially the energy I see in youth to start something from nothing, actually. From nothing means they're just going everywhere with their ideas and they're asking people how they can start business, how everywhere, and still on Facebook, on Instagram, I can see so many pages, so many people are every day asking questions. So Navin, being an expert, especially for Indian youth, because you also had your, when you were young, you spent your high school until high school, I guess, in India. So today's youth are very different. Internet, they have internet. That is the difference, I guess. That is the biggest difference. So what would be your suggestion to Indian youth who are aspiring to be an entrepreneur or successful entrepreneur, I would say?
See, to be an entrepreneur, I mean, of course, the general mantra is that you are ready to take a risk, you're ready to plunge, but make entrepreneurship as a matter of is a choice-based decision that you want to become an entrepreneur. Don't be forced into it. I mean, think of an idea. Why I'm saying that is, you see, because of the population size and the spectrum is so wide, the spread between people who have resources, people who don't have resources. So now we are taking entrepreneurship from the perspective of that that you have an idea and you want to grow that idea into a full-fledged business. Now, of course, India is a land of opportunities. You can pick any idea, and you have to have a subject matter expertise. You have to have a very good network. One thing very important to entrepreneurs is that to have access to not the money, the first part. I mean, that's important, but the first part that comes before money is the subject matter expertise, not the idea. The idea are dimes a dozen, right? But how will you execute it? What is your plan of action? And you need either you are a subject matter expert, that's fantastic. But if you're not, then you have to bring one. So the goal is the first thing you have to begin when you are ready to take that plunge and to get into the startup world is to meet with other entrepreneurs, connect with them, talk to them, participate in various events. For example, I've seen in India the Thai the Indus Entrepreneur Network, they do fantastic events. The Indian Angel Network, they do great events. So participate in those events, talk to them, get connected with them, and see what are, you have to learn from your own experiences. I can give you a taste of an apple, but you can never get that taste without taking a bite of an apple, right? So to take that bite, meet with them, sit with them, but do not make a plan to become a successful entrepreneur in 3 months, 6 months. It takes time. So what is the virtue? Patience. So one part is network, one part is patience. And remember, nobody gives you money because you have a good idea. People give you money because you, as a person, knows how to run the business. The money is given to the team. So keep that in mind. It's about idea is good, but it's how you're going to execute it. Who are the people who's working on it? And once you do that, India is a country where I guess the opportunities in every sector are so high that you have to work hard to fail. So you will do great if you're able to execute it well with a wonderful team.
Very, very beautifully you explained that it's not only idea but the execution definitely. But before that, you have to have the expertise in that field. That you have to know the subject, which actually today's youth they have to emphasize on that. That they have to know what they are going to do. That is the, I think, first step. Then
Right.
after that, because I'm just summarizing what you said, that is the first step, that you have to be an expert what you're going to start. After that, the having networking, and then the your team and the execution,
Right.
right? Then
If,
only.
if Right. If
Yes,
you
please,
don't
Navin.
have the expertise, then bring an expert on your team. Make them and make an expert a part of your team, right? Now, whatever relationship you develop with an expert, it depends on you, but you have to have expertise on your side.
Very, very, very good advice that is, I think, for today's youth. Because most of the time I see definitely today's youth are very much optimistic, and they have energy also, but very quickly they become disappointed. Very, as you
Right.
said, right?
You're right.
Yes,
You're right. Right. Don't be
yes,
disappointed. They will. It's a sine curve. One day you are not. The next day you are. One day you are not. But you have to be persistent, right? So give your best shot. I know there will be days where you're low on energy, but you have to get going and and
yes,
and you'll make it through. I mean, uh, every day we'll be learning. There are many instances. I tell you, I'll just give you one example, Nupur. In one of my companies in India where I invested and I was running it, and that was expert on demand for drivers, essentially, drivers on demand. um, so one day I got a call that a client said, I am putting up an FIR against you, and because of something driver did. And that day I was like, man, I'm in a wrong business. But I tell you, at the end of that conversation with the client, everything not only got fixed, that client became our best client and things moved on. But we got the shock of our lives. when things happen, but be persistent, be mindful.
Yes, yes. Be mindful, persistence, and the patience, definitely.
Patience.
That is
Absolutely.
very much important. And
Very.
yeah, those three things I think we have to have, especially youth who are trying to do something big in their lives, because business is just like a part of your life, just life also, it doesn't go same line. We have ups and downs, even emotionally also. The same thing happens in business as well, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Perfect.
perfect, right? So, yeah, I'm sure the viewers today they're very much enlightened, and they're today I think they're more determined that anything comes on their way, they are not going to give up. Whatever they want to do, they will do with their expertise. So,
Right. See,
yes,
in
ma'am.
fact, I tell you something interesting that now in the world of entrepreneurship in India, now the question, just getting back to your question, that the Indian entrepreneurs, the if America, their market, the world is the market, right? Now you want to enter the American market, right? Where there is a lot of access to capital exist in US more than any other part of the world. So these startups, these startups can look into various many incubators here, find partners at those incubators, and see who's ready to work with them to help them expand in the US market. But not only that, this goes the same way as it goes for Indians, goes to the American entrepreneurs who may have an interest in expanding their business. Japan is of course a country, uh, but in India, if they want to expand to, Indians are, I have seen in my experience, Nupur, the part which I really, really like about Indians the most is that that they are ready to take the chances in their lives. Indians, in fact, if you look into the data, you will find in America, Indians or people from Indian origin here, they on average have done better than any people from any other part of the world, including China. So Indians have done very well. The only reason is that Indians do pay attention to family values that helps them be connected, right? And then they persevere. At least I'm talking about those who are ready to, we left our homes, years back. So we are ready to take those chances, adventure and find our own journeys, create our own journeys. And that is the in the Indian principles, if I say, uh, uh, we are built on those, and definitely wherever Indians are going to go, they're going to make those countries great.
Wonderfully, you said. Yes, definitely. Yes. And not only corporate world, but when it comes to business also, anywhere Indians are going, they're doing really well because of the persistence and the patience and the family values, all this, what we carry. Yes, very beautifully you said. So thank you, Navin. Thank you for coming to my show and enlightening us with your
Sure.
knowledge. And we'd love to have you again in future because people would love to know a lot of things between um, US, India, and Japan because these three countries are going to play a big role, not only today,
Absolutely.
in future, every
Absolutely.
way.
Thank
So
you.
thank you,
Absolutely.
Navin.
Pleasure to be a part of your show. Thank you, Nipu. Thank you for inviting me over.
Thank you so
Delighted.
much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you and namaste.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
So, everyone, that was today's show. Let's talk business. And I'm sure you got enlightened with Mr. Pathak. So, if you have any question, you can always write to us. We are there to give you all the answers. And definitely, as I always say, do share these videos because you never know which way and how they are going to help those people who really looking for some advices. So definitely do share and do subscribe our channel Yoga Nupur. Everyone, I'll see you tomorrow because tomorrow also we have another show, the Nupur Tiwari show, and Sunday, Shakti Women Who Fought Odds. So until tomorrow, do take care of yourself and do love yourselves too. Stay tuned.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.